Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you joining us today. I'm Badal Kumar, a software engineer at TechlyCodes, and I'm really excited to kick off TechlyCodes' first ever live webinar. Today's session is all about a question that thousands of growing businesses ask every single day. Why are more than 37,000 companies running on NetSuite, and what does that actually mean for businesses like yours? I'm glad you are here because NetSuite is one of those platforms that can seem complex from the outside, but once you understand what it really does, it changes the way you look at operations, visibility, and growth. At TechlyCodes, we work closely with businesses who are trying to simplify their processes, get better control over their data, and scale without chaos. And that's exactly what NetSuite is designed to solve. So today I'm going to break things down in a clear, practical, and non-technical way, so you walk away with real clarity. I work closely with NetSuite every day, helping businesses customize and implement solutions that streamline operations and bring real-time visibility into their workflows. So what we'll be covering today is why so many leading companies choose NetSuite, how it improves business visibility and decision making, what a modern NetSuite powered workflow looks like. And finally, we'll wrap up with a live Q&A, so feel free to drop your questions anytime in the chat. All right, uh, let's jump into the good stuff. Quick thought experiment with me. What if your finance team and your sales team actually looked at the same numbers? Like not two different spreadsheets that someone has to reconcile every week. What if you could pull your inventory levels on your phone while you're at a dinner with a client? And what if your team stopped asking, wait, which version is the correct one? I know this sounds basic, but if you're nodding your head right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you're not alone. So here's what we keep hearing from businesses. We have like seven different systems, QuickBooks for accounting, some other thing for inventory, Salesforce for CRM, and they don't talk to each other. So someone, usually some poor chap in the finance, spends hours every week copying data from one place to another. Or we usually hear like by the time we figure out if we made money last month, it's already halfway through the next month. So how are we supposed to make decisions with that? Or nobody trusts the reports because they know by the time they are looking at them, the numbers have changed. Or the classic, we spend more time updating spreadsheets than actually doing our jobs. So, does this sound familiar? Here's the thing, this isn't because you hired the wrong people or because your team isn't smart enough. It's because your systems are working against you, not with you. And that's expensive, not just in money, but in opportunities you are missing while you're trying to figure out what happened last week. So what are other businesses doing about this? They're basically saying enough and moving to one system that handles everything. Finance, inventory, sales reporting, all in one place. And the system most of them are choosing, it's NetSuite. Now I know what you might be thinking. Oh great, another software sales pitch. But hear me out. 37,000 companies don't all make the same mistake. That's a lot of businesses who looked at their options and said, yeah, this one makes sense. Think of NetSuite like this. Instead of having seven different apps that needs to be connected with duct tape and prayer, you've got one system where everything lives together. Your accountant and your warehouse manager are looking at the same information, updated in real time, no copying, no pasting, no let me reconcile that. It lives in the cloud, so you can check it from anywhere and it grows with you, whether you are 10 people today or planning to be 500 people in 3 years. Let me break down why this actually works for businesses. First of all, everything is in one place. This sounds simple, but it's huge. When your finance person and your operations person are looking at the same system, the same data, nobody's arguing about whose number right. There's just one version. That's it. Secondly, it updates in real time. What you're seeing right now is what's actually happening in your business right now, not what happened last week, not what you think might have happened based on partial data. So when you make a decision, it's based on reality. Thirdly, it automates the boring stuff. All that tedious work, generating invoices, updating inventory when something sells, creating reports, It does it all automatically, which means your team isn't spending 10 hours a week on data entry and they're actually working on growing the business. Fourthly, you can access it from anywhere. Phone, laptop, home, office, coffee shop, airport. You're not stuck at one computer in your office. This matters more than you think, especially if you've got multiple locations or people working remotely. So what actually changes when you make this switch? Let me give you the real picture. So most businesses that do not use NetSuite, they take like 2 weeks to close their books at the end of the month. 2 weeks, and there's usually someone or multiple someones spending 20 plus hours a week just moving data around, checking if things match, fixing errors. And when you ask the owner, how's the business doing? They are like, I think we are okay. I'll know for sure in a week or two. But after they switch to NetSuite, the same business closes their books in 2 to 3 days. The person who was spending 20 hours on data work, they are now actually analyzing things, improving processes, and helping the business grow. And now, when you ask, how's the business doing? You can pull out your phone and know right then real numbers. Most businesses we work with see positive ROI in about a year. After that, it's pure value. But here's what I think is the real one. It's not just about saving money, it's about what you can do with that time and that visibility. That's where the real growth happens. So, real talk, is this right for you? Probably yes, if you're drawing in spreadsheets. They worked fine when you were smaller, but now they are a nightmare. Or your systems don't talk to each other. Or someone has to play translator between them. You find out what happened weeks after it actually happened, which makes it pretty hard to fix problems or capitalize on opportunities. You are growing or you're planning to grow, and you know your current setup won't scale. You need to handle multiple locations or currencies, and your current system makes that really painful. Or your team is just wasting a ton of time on manual data work when they could be doing something actually valuable. If three or more of these are true, yeah, we should probably talk. If you're a one person operation doing like $200,000 a year, maybe not yet. But if you're growing and these problems are getting worse, not better, then yes. So if you're interested, how do you actually do this without turning it into a disaster? Step one, figure out what you actually need, not what sounds impressive, not what your competitor has. What will fix your actual problems is the right question to ask. Maybe it's faster financial reporting, maybe it's inventory accuracy, maybe it's being able to see your whole business at a glance. Get a clear idea on that first. Step two, look honestly at your current mess. Where do things break down? Where are you wasting time? Where do errors creep in? This isn't about blame, it's about understanding what needs to be fixed so you can actually fix it. Step three, pick a partner who knows what they're doing. Here's the truth, the software is only half of it. Implementation is where most projects either succeed or completely fall apart. You want someone who's done this before, who knows the pitfalls, who's going to guide you through it, not just install it and disappear. That's where we come in. By the way, we are a certified NetSuite partner, which means we have proven we know how to do this right. We stick with you from should we do this all the way through to okay, it's running smoothly. Step 4, get your team on board. The best system in the world doesn't work if your team doesn't use it or sabotages it because they hate change. You need training, you need communication, you need to bring people along on the journey. This is huge, and a lot of companies skip it. So, why work with us specifically? Here's the truth, 41% of ERP implementation fail, not because the software is bad, but because the implementation partner goes after go live. We don't do that. We stick around. You get a dedicated team through a launch, and 90 days after, real humans you answer your calls. Second, we have done this 50 plus time across 15 plus industries. We have made every mistake already, so you don't have to. We know what's going to break before it breaks. Third, we don't use templates. Week one, we shadow your team, map your workflow, and make that suite work for you how actually operate, not some textbook version. And honestly, we'll tell you no when you need to hear it. We have walked away from projects that weren't right. We optimize for your success, not our commission. 97% client satisfaction, 20 plus integrations, 14-month average ROI. We are not the cheapest, we are not the fastest, but we are the ones who will be there when it matters. That's the relationship we are looking for. So before we wrap up, if you'd like to know how NetSuite could work for your specific business or you have any doubts from today's session, feel free to reach out to us after the webinar. Whether it's about features, timelines, or suitability, feel free to drop it in the chat or you can reach out to us after the webinar. We are happy to help you understand what this could look like for your specific use case. Thanks for hanging out. You'll get an email from us with the recording of this session, slides, link to book a consultation. And if you have any questions after this, just email us. We are real humans. We'll respond. Thank you very much.